All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. Divisional round is out of the way, and conference championships for both AFC and NFC are set. So, looking forward to a really interesting and eventful conference championship weekend. And we're going to go ahead and jump into our recap for the divisional.
Oh, got choked up there. You said what now?
Just
got choked.
go.
I choked, huh?
Go ahead. You just go ahead. Start wherever you want.
Oh, I choked. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Let's just start with Baltimore. I want to spend some time here. Boy, oh boy. Huh. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. They choked. I hate it for them. I feel bad for Mark Andrews. I really do.
I think I feel sorry.
You can point the finger at, the whole Baltimore offense, to be honest.
Well,
and Lamar turned the ball over. Mark Andrews turned the ball over twice, had that very critical play.
Look, all I'm going to say is Derrick Henry did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he only ran it 16 times. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more than that, but you were down. Plus. You kind of didn't have much of a choice. You kind of had to you had to score.
Yeah, they definitely did. It's like you said, it's a turnovers. Those turnovers were way too costly, and that to still have all those turnovers and you're a drop pass away from overtime, that's pretty crucial. It sucks. It does. But sometimes it's just the way it goes.
Now it's
better
the time
next year.
It's time for the Bills to do something here, which we could be saying the same thing about Baltimore, but that game right there, it's like you said. No matter the Ravens won, the Bills lost, the Bills won, the Ravens lost. No matter what, both quarterbacks were going to get hate. It is what it is.
Yeah, as it is what it is.
Obviously, there are two of the greats in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
So when they can't win, well, what is it now? We went and got you an all-pro running back. You still can't win. So aside from building you a super team, what's it going to take?
So let me ask you this: Do you think Zay Flowers would have made that much of a difference?
Yeah, probably. That's your. Aside from him, the only person he was throwing the ball to was they had Isaiah Likely lined up at wide receiver. He wasn't even playing tight end. He was out there on the outside. That big play he made, he was lined up in the slot.
Yeah, in my honest opinion, though, I don't think Zay Flowers would have made that much of a difference because.
But you never know, though.
Lamar still had those two turnovers. You can't say that Zay Flowers being out on the field would have helped Lamar not make that fumble.
Yeah, no, because that wouldn't have mattered.
Even Lamar said
that 2-point conversion, he still would have probably thrown it to Mark Andrews. Bigger body, bigger guy. If he took it, he was wide open. He just dropped it.
He was wide open. He just dropped it. It's that simple. Like I said, it's
now it's time. This is Josh Allen's chance to solidify his name in that. Okay, this guy really is good. Now, if you go in here and get clapped by the Chiefs, it's going to be the same thing year in and year out. Well, you just can't beat the Chiefs. Put all the regular season stuff that didn't happen. That crap is irrelevant. It doesn't matter if you went 15-0 in the regular season. That doesn't matter. We're in the playoffs now. Travis Kelce was pretty much non-existent, which we'll get into that here in a minute. And he looked like Travis Kelce. That's exactly what people have been looking for. But again, Buffalo, this is your chance to possibly I mean, not to possibly, ruin history. Nobody's ever three-peated before. This is your chance. You got
True.
to go to Kansas City and play them. But they already beat them once, and they handled them pretty well. But
It's
again,
tough to
that
beat the
was
team
regular
twice.
season. That's regular season. That stuff's out the window. So this is when it matters the most.
Yep.
But yeah, again, hats off to the Bills. The Ravens came back. That last drive, you're like, where's this been?
Exactly.
Where was this 10 minutes ago? They went right down the field and scored like Buffalo wasn't even out there.
So as far as the Texans and Chiefs win, we'll go ahead and jump into that real quick.
Okay.
Do you feel like based on that game the Chiefs are
Cheated, yes.
vulnerable?
No, because they had the refs on their side. No, they're not vulnerable.
I think honestly, I think they're vulnerable. I mean, because if you take away those penalties that,
If you take away that penalty where they scored, where oh God, what was his name? What was the defensive end's name? My mind just went blank. Dallas
Will
Turner.
Anderson,
Will Anderson. Will Anderson. Where he hit Patrick Mahomes. They score on that drive. That
yep,
was third down. That was third down. They don't score right there. They got a 15-yard penalty because he touched Patrick Mahomes. They scored on that drive. That's 7 points.
yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, like I said, from what I saw, the Texans defense
Held
they
their
were
own. They did
yeah they
what they were
did
supposed to do, but the refs kept bailing out the Chiefs.
offensively. I think they just crumbled under the pressure in the second half because in the first half, C.J. Stroud looked great. Second half, they were
Yeah,
after him.
he got sacked like 9 times. He was running for his life.
It
He
was bad.
crumbled.
It was bad. So I think
Yeah, I
I
think
think
I
the
think
Bills got a
Buffalo
shot.
Buffalo can beat them. They can beat them again. If the refs will stay out of it, they can beat the Chiefs.
That's tough though because the refs seem to always want to ruin a good game of football.
I mean, literally, the Texans head coach Joe Mixon, Will Anderson, they all came out and said it. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat two people at the same time. Will Anderson came out and said it. He's the one that said it. He's going to get fined. But
No, Joe Mixon said it too. He
yeah,
said it plain as day. I mean, it's the truth
yeah,
though.
D'Amico Ryans didn't say it. He can't say it, but
The players can.
yeah, I mean they said it. I mean they
I mean,
pretty much they
technically the
basically
coaches can
said that
too.
they got screwed. He just said that it was them versus everybody, and in a sense they were right.
Yeah, that's true. He was not he
Two
wasn't
big
lying.
calls really changed the momentum. So yeah, honestly, if the refs get involved in the Bills game, I'm not watching the Super Bowl because I mean at that point it's obvious what they're not even trying to hide it now, and it's not even gonna be worth watching because at that point there's you might if the refs get involved in the Buffalo and the Chiefs game, you might as well just hand them the trophy. Let's just get it over with. Just hand it to them. There ain't even no need to play. If y'all are gonna be like that, then let's just get this over with.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna call it, just call it both ways.
Yeah,
Keep it fair.
yeah, yeah. Let's be fair here, because if not, just hand them the trophy. Let's get the three-peat. Let's get the goat conversation over with. Let's just get all that over with. Because if you're not gonna call it both ways and be in favor of one, then just go. Like I said, just go ahead and hand them the trophy. But the Texans' offensive line was just crumbling. CJ Stroud got hurt pretty bad. He come back out there, but they
Uh,
had a chance. They had a chance. They
yeah,
kept it
no,
close.
they had a shot. I mean, like if you add those points back on the board that they lost from Fairbairn missing a field goal and an extra point, then it's a lot closer game than the final score would have shown.
Yeah, yeah,
But
for sure.
I
But
I, I think
again,
it'll
the
be a
Texans were banged up offensively. They didn't have Tank Dell. They didn't have Stephon Diggs. Like, would that have made a difference? They didn't have him most of the season, but would that have made a difference?
yeah. We'll find out next season.
I want to save the Commanders Lions game for last. Um, the Rams and the Eagles. A lot of people are saying that Philly got bailed out because of the weather. That the Rams were starting to cook until because when
No.
it went into halftime, they came back and it was coming a blizzard.
Well, I mean, look, if you can't rely on your run game to win your football game like the Eagles can, I hate it for you. The weather,
Yeah.
it's not an excuse. The weather is not an excuse. It's not.
Well, it doesn't matter because they're playing back in Philly next week.
Yep.
So, and I would imagine that it's going to be just as bad, if not worse, next week. I don't know what the weather looks like in Philly, but again, the Rams had it. They had a chance. They had a shot.
Yeah.
But again, turnovers. They turned the ball over like 3 or 4 times.
Turnovers do
I
not
mean,
help
Matt
win football
Stafford
games.
threw for 330 yards in the snow. But
Yeah.
Barkley was running wild. He wasn't running crazy till the end. He broke off those long runs.
Yeah. And Jalen even broke off of the 44-yard run. So
Yeah.
I think
I
that was
mean,
the biggest.
I think, which we'll get into that here. Well, I'll save that for here in a little bit. But yeah, so Matthew Stafford is considering retirement. Hats off to him. You've had a very good career. Not particularly in Detroit, but you came to LA. You finally won your Super Bowl, and you.
Well, hold on. He he did everything he did in Detroit. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they were terrible.
Yeah, but he honestly, we all knew
He
he was going
cooked.
to the Rams for the Super Bowl. He got that, and he got what he wanted out of it. He got one Super Bowl. I mean, he made a little
Yeah,
playoff
and I
push,
mean,
but other than that, I mean,
considering where they were at the beginning of the season, I mean, they
yeah,
were
they
banged up.
definitely had a
Puka got
turnaround.
hurt. Cooper Cup got hurt. And they made a run all the way to the divisional round.
Yeah,
And they got unfortunate. They got caught by the Eagles with arguably an MVP running back. So it's in that kind of weather, the run game matters. And it showed because Jalen Hurts really wasn't, they didn't throw the ball very much.
yeah.
Now, the best for last, the Commanders and the Lions. My heart was right. I can't believe they hung 45 on Detroit.
Detroit couldn't stop him. Absolutely, positively couldn't. There's not. Detroit has no excuse.
No.
Everybody in Detroit. No disrespect to any of y'all out there, but everybody was saying this was y'all's year, and they found a way to choke it away.
Yep. Out there trying to be cute, like we talked about. Why in the world if you look at their stats, Jared Goff threw for 313. Jahmyr Gibbs had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra had 8 catches for 140 yards. You would think they're the ones with 45 points.
Oh, Commanders, they played a good brand of defense. Yeah, the Lions moved it down the field, but
Hey,
in
bend but
the
don't
red
break.
zone, yeah, bend but don't break. I know in the
I
red
mean,
zone for sure there was a turnover.
it's the
There was a
turnovers.
fumble, and then 2 other picks that he threw. I don't count one of those because one of them was just like a heave to the end zone or whatever. So I don't really count that. But still, 2 costly turnovers and a third with the fumble. Jahmyr Gibbs was cooking, and I
You
think
got
they
away
just
from
felt
them.
like,
They panicked.
yeah,
Like I told you, they panicked. They hadn't been in this situation all year, realistically, so they didn't know what to do. The Commanders have been in dogfights pretty much all year, so
it
they've
was
been
a
battle tested.
it was a
It's like I
10-point
said,
game.
you pretty much knew when they ran that reverse to Jamison Williams when he threw that pass, they were in desperation mode. I
That's what I was
get it.
about to say.
If it would have worked, it'd been different, but it
It's not a
didn't
good
work,
play
and
call.
he threw a pick.
It's not. It's a way. I just if it works or if it doesn't, it's not a good play call. I mean, it's a 10-point game. You're literally moving the ball down the field at will.
Yeah,
The Commanders were having just as much trouble stopping them as the Lions were the Commanders. So for
yeah,
you to come out and do a reverse pass, and then your receiver throws a pick, and then the penalty's on you, so you lose the ball. you're not really helping yourself. Stick to
Yeah,
what you were doing when they weren't
illegal
stopping
man.
you.
Yeah, they had illegal man downfield.
Yeah, just stick to what you were doing to y'all had plenty of time to keep
Yeah, because
yourself in the game.
that was like what 12 minutes to go,
Yeah, like I
and they
didn't
did
I didn't
that.
understand the sense of that. It didn't make any sense to me.
I guess you catch him off guard, but he threw it in triple coverage. He threw it right to the commander guy.
Exactly. That's why I say it didn't make any sense because this entire game, the play calling has been beautiful for y'all. Aside from Jared Goff kind of, you know, selling, but other than that, the play calling was beautiful. I mean, like I said, Gibbs was cooking. Amon St. Brown had 8 receptions for 140 yards. So why are we
Why are
trying to
you
get
being cute?
cute with the game on the line?
Yeah. And again, we're sitting in the same spot. They did the exact same thing last year, trying to be cute, trying to do too much. Stick to the game plan. If you get beat, you get beat. Now I
Nah,
give you
I
credit.
think
I'll give credit to where credit's due. The Commanders, I understand why they did what they did. They went for it on fourth down like 4 times.
this year
But
was worse than last year because this year, yeah, you were losing, but you still had a chance to keep yourself in the game. Last
yep.
year, they pretty much, I can understand why they did what they did because they really wanted to get there. So you're going to try to do it by any means. Same thing Washington did. It just worked out for them.
Yeah. Now obviously the Commanders play the Eagles for the third time. So they split. Eagles won once, the Commanders won once. So it's tied.
Yeah.
Obviously the Bills beat the Chiefs the first time. They didn't play a second time.
Yeah.
So this is when it matters the most. I mean, who would have thought sitting here, week 1 that the Commanders would be in the, NFC Championship? Not a lot of people. And if you say that you thought they were, you're probably lying.
Well, see, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at the beginning of the season. I said in about the middle part of the season, I said
Yeah, they were cooking.
if they can keep playing how they've been playing, they can make a run.
Their defense got better.
Yep.
They started. I think as stupid as this is going to sound, they started going for it. Like, look, we're going to live and die by the sword. I couldn't take. I mean, they punted one time, but when they played the Bucks, they didn't punt it. They didn't punt at all. They went for it every time.
Gotcha.
But I get it. You're, the last seed. Last year you were terrible. Nobody thought you'd be sitting here. So why not? What do you have to lose?
Yeah, this is your run.
This is your run. Now you got to go play Philly, which the first time that you played, you hung in there. You hung in there. You couldn't stop Saquon. You couldn't stop him both times. I think that honestly, you got to do exactly what you just did in Detroit. You got to score 40. Just outscore them every play. Go for
Yeah.
it every time. There's kicking field goals is not an option.
Now, don't get me wrong. Philly has a really good defense too. So we'll see if Philly's up to the task of stopping the Commanders' offense because the Commanders' offense has been.
I mean, in a sense, they came back and beat Philly last time. Yes, they didn't have Jalen Hurts, but they still had the same defense out there.
Exactly. Well, that's what
Jaden
I'm
Daniels
saying.
threw for
Like,
5 touchdowns in that game. They came back and beat them.
so like I said, we'll see if they're up to
And
the
I'm
task
not
of.
going to sit here and say that Jalen Hurts is, the greatest quarterback. He's good, but he ain't. It's not like he's out here throwing for 300-400 yards a game. He might throw
Well,
for 200, maybe.
yeah, I mean, arguably in the offense this year, they're relying more running the ball than they are passing. So that's
If
why a lot of
I'm
their.
if I'm the Commanders, same game plan as Detroit. I'm coming out. Obviously, Jaden Daniels is not scared, and he showed. He looked like a veteran quarterback that had been in the league for 10 years. The
Yeah.
the poise, and he didn't panic one time. He didn't turn the ball over at all. And for him to just come out there and dominate the number 1 team like that, that's insane that he's a rookie. But LSU legend, GOAT. We just build them different.
So who's better, him or Burrow?
I don't know. That's a good question. I considering the circumstances, probably Jaden Daniels.
I wouldn't say that just yet.
Joe Burrow is on a better team offensively.
He gotta make it to a Super Bowl first. And then we could say that. But right now, I mean, Burrow kind of holds the
I mean, yeah, I'd probably
the
give the edge to
torch.
Burrow. Better passer. He's going to make a little bit better throws, I would probably say. But Jaden Daniels is just dynamic. But I mean, to take the Commanders to the NFC Championship with realistically a, a makeshift team, that's what people were saying. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not like aside from Terry McLaurin, you know, Brown is really good. He has really shown up in the playoffs. You know, Zacchaeus is playing a big part. Yes, he's not getting the yards, but Zach Ertz has been a big difference maker. It really has.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
His clutch fourth down plays and overtime plays. That's what I think that's helping Jaden Daniels, having somebody, just throw me the ball. Yeah, you ain't got to throw me the ball every play. Don't care. He's very solid in the run game. But hey, when you need me, I'm here. I got you. I'm picking the Commanders. I'm rolling with them.
I
I'm
think
rolling it.
I'm gonna go against the grain, and I'm gonna say the Eagles, but only because I feel like they're. I think that they're gonna have a tough time stopping the run, even if they sell out for it. And
They said Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts were banged up, so
we'll see.
I'm rolling the Commanders.
So Bills Chiefs. Like I said, from that Texans game, I
I
think
hope the Bills beat them 45-3.
I'm not gonna say that. That wouldn't even
I
be
hope they
exciting
do.
to watch. I
I
hope
hope it
it's a
is.
really good back and
I
forth
hope it's
game.
45 to no. I don't want it to be close.
I wanted to be close. I wanted to be. Of course, you want to be close because you want to be interesting. But like I said, from what I saw with the Texans, I think the Chiefs are vulnerable. I think I
Yeah,
think Buffalo's a team that's going to be able to play four
Buffalo
quarters with
exposed them
them.
the first time they played.
Yeah, it'll be a tougher task the second time around though,
I
because
got it. Here's my question for you. Go ahead.
this is playoffs Chiefs. This is playoffs Mahomes. This is playoff Kelsey. Everybody's going to step up. So it's going to be a lot tougher to beat them the second time around at Kansas City.
I got a question for you. Whose tush push is harder to stop, the Bills or the Eagles? Like, if you had to pick
Easily the Bills. Josh Allen's like 6'4".
one. Yeah, I've seen that they started doing that this year, and I was like, yeah, that's not even fair.
Yeah, absolutely. No, of
I
course
mean,
not.
the Eagles is tough, but God, Josh Allen's just so big. You're not stopping that.
Yeah, but like I say, the Eagles always. So far, the Eagles have
So,
pioneered two of the best plays in football: the Philly special and the tush push.
all right. Hypothetically, if the Commanders beat the Eagles, do they stand a chance against either the Bills or the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, because they've unlocked their offense in the playoffs. I mean, they know for sure they can go out there and score at least 20 to 30 on anybody right now.
Who would you rather play if you're the Commanders and you beat the Eagles because they play first?
It's
Who would you rather
honestly,
play? I think
honestly,
I'd rather play Buffalo, but
it'd be tough to play either. In all honesty, I mean,
I
I
think
couldn't
I
really
would
say.
rather play Buffalo just because Patrick Mahomes has been here 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, I think for either
Wait,
team,
right,
AFC
right? Four
wise,
times? 5 times?
I think it's 4
So
if he
he
makes
has
it.
3 rings. So,
Yeah, 4 because he lost to the Bucks. Never mind.
so I think I'd rather play Buffalo because Andy Reid is going to dial up everything against the Commanders. He's going to throw stuff at Jaden Daniels that he just hasn't seen. It's the
Honestly,
defense that is now when if it doesn't work, he's going to carve you apart.
Like I
But
said, the
Buffalo,
Commanders.
if the Commanders beat the Eagles, they need to go back and watch that first tape where Buffalo beat the Chiefs and see what they did. Because honestly, they just couldn't stop Josh Allen at the end of the game. He was just rumbling down through there. But like I said, this
Yeah.
is the chance for Josh Allen to kind of make that footprint of, okay, there's more than one team in the AFC that can compete for Super Bowls, and it's us.
Well, they'll have to prove that point.
If it's, I mean, the Chiefs. Okay, I'm not trying to make excuses, and this is the Chiefs do not have a very good offense offensively. Their leading receiver is Travis Kelce, and he had 800 yards. They're not. They don't really have a whole lot of firepower, but God, that defense is insane. Their defense is nuts. Their defense, and like you said, their defense and special teams are just out of this world. So,
yep,
I'm rolling Buffalo. I don't want Kansas City to win.
As much as I hate to say this, I'm picking Kansas City.
So if they beat Buffalo, they're going to win this. They'll three-peat if they beat Buffalo.
At this point, like I said, I've almost every game this season.
The Chiefs will stop. They'll stop the run. Their defense. You're just not going to line up and run down their throat. That's just not how it's going to work.
Yeah,
this is the playoffs we're talking about, and I don't know if Jalen Hurts can beat them throwing the ball.
Josh
but you
Allen,
never know. They might come out and unlock something that we haven't seen. So,
yeah, I mean, if Josh Allen wants to go to the Super Bowl, he's definitely going to have to.
Yeah, this is your chance.
He's going to have to make the plays.
Best chance. This is his best chance that he has. This is probably one of his better seasons or best season, however you want to look at it. That, it's time to prove it, prove all the haters wrong. You are more than just a regular season quarterback. Like, okay, you can win the big games.
The season where he got robbed in that overtime and why they changed the rule, that was his best season to beat Patrick Mahomes. This year, don't get me wrong, this year is going to be a really good opportunity because he's not just trying to look for one receiver in Stephon Diggs to rely on to win games. Now he has a receiver by committee. They're putting the ball in his hands to make the plays, and he's doing it. So, like you said, I'd probably say this is his second best chance to beat Mahomes. The Chiefs do look vulnerable offensively. So defensively, they got to throw the kitchen sink at Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you got to get
uncomfortable. Yeah, get after him. Do not give him time in the pocket because he's going to kill you.
Yep. And just hope you don't get stupid penalties.
But yeah, like I said, as much as I hate to say it, I'm picking the Chiefs just because that defense is just insane.
Yeah, I'm picking Buffalo. I like whatever they did the first time, do it again. Whatever you did.
Are you picking Buffalo just because you don't want to see Kansas City in the Super Bowl?
No, I think Buffalo's the better team.
Absolutely not.
I mean, they've already beat them once.
Yeah, but that's regular season. This is playoffs now.
Yeah, I'm picking Buffalo. I don't know if I'm worried that the refs are going to step in, which, obviously they are. It is what it is. They've been doing it all season long. If the refs cost the Bills the game, I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I don't care if the Commanders go or not.
I'm just hoping for a healthy rest of the playoffs. I'm hoping nobody on any team gets hurt because I would hate to see either team advance to the Super Bowl and they lose somebody that's a key piece to their offense and defense or something.
Daniels got hurt, but somehow they beat the Eagles. Like, that would suck. Yeah,
that would suck.
Or Jalen Hurts get hurt, or Saquon Barkley get hurt, or Patrick Mahomes, or Josh Allen, or whoever. It doesn't matter who it is. Yeah. Exactly. At the end of the day, I would never wish, anything bad.
Yeah. So I just want to see some.
At that point, say the Commanders somehow beat the Eagles, but Jaden Daniels tore his ACL on the last play. He threw up a Hail Mary, tears his ACL on the last play. They win. Well, they're not going to beat the Chiefs with Mariota.
Exactly. So Hoping
But
for.
yeah, I'm rolling the Commanders and the Bills, both underdogs.
Well, I'm rolling with the favorites. So
I mean, you got. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You
looks like
got.
we'll see a.
It's kind of
I think.
crazy that all three MVP candidates are sitting here NFC Championship weekend.
Yeah, I think. I think we're gonna.
Well, I guess. Well, Lamar's not here, but
I think we're gonna see a rematch of Kansas City and the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
God, I hope not, because the Chiefs will beat them.
I don't know. It's different this time around. They got all-pro running back.
Yeah, they're gonna have to run. I'm running Saquon into the dirt. I'm running him 30 times. If the I think the Eagle. I just think that Saquon's going to be a little bit too much for Washington. But hey, they've they beat two teams to get here, so the Eagles can't come out flat. I mean, they just went into Detroit and beat the number one scoring team in the NFL. Beat the number one seed. Hung 45 on them. So
Yeah, yeah.
it just makes you wonder, like, and it's like I said, I know this is a little off the topic, but I wonder if the Chicago Bears are like, man, here we go again. We did it again.
No, I
We
think they're
did it.
fine.
We did it again.
They're fine. I mean, like I said, if you look at Caleb Williams all
We'll
season,
say they're fine. I mean, they looked fine with Mitch Trubisky, and then it fell off. So, we'll give Caleb Williams a couple years, but you know that they're sitting there. The fans are sitting there. Their office staff's like, man, here we go again. We did it again. We took the wrong person.
I mean, like I said, he showed plenty of flashes in his
Well, Mitch
in his
Trubisky
first
showed
season.
flashes, and he's not even in the league
Nah,
anymore.
nah, no,
We
no.
just had a conversation that they were good.
He had good seasons, but let's be real here. His decline was way faster. I think with Caleb
Well,
Williams, hopefully it's not like that. I hate that for the Bears if it was, but
but
I don't know.
fans are like, man, here we go
They're
again.
probably sweating. Yeah,
We did it again. We did it
yeah,
again. And their front office is like, oh man, did we make a mistake? The Commanders are sitting in the NFC Championship game. We won 4 games. Like, here we go again. We did it again. I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie to you. Hypothetically, if they do it again, say that was to happen again, say Caleb Williams doesn't pan out, boy, man, that's a tough pill to swallow. You did it again.
I don't know. I mean, because if you think about it, Chicago Bears didn't really have an offensive line. Jaden Daniels had a much better offensive line. He was sitting behind compared to
Yeah,
Caleb.
but you never know. I mean, Chicago has a lot more weapons than Washington.
Yeah, but I mean, you can have as many weapons as you want. If your offensive line is not good, your quarterback can't get the ball out.
But, Jaden Daniels is more dynamic. I don't know. The Bears could be here. We don't know. Maybe their offensive line just wasn't built. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was injuries. I don't know.
So,
But yeah, man, they sitting there sweating. Man, the Giants are just God. They're sick. Saquon's carrying the Eagles to the NFC Championship.
yep,
Their front office feels like a bunch of idiots. The Commanders' front office is like, oh God, we hit it. We hit a gold mine.
of course.
Their office is like, yep, and this is why we took him. And then obviously, you got Josh Allen and the Patrick Mahomes. Obviously you get what you got with them.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I just think it means more for Josh Allen. Obviously, history is at stake here. So the Chiefs are not going to just lay down. There is a chance to
Exactly.
do something nobody else has ever done, and that's the three-peat the Super Bowl.
I think the Chiefs' defense is just going to be too good for the Bills to beat them.
We'll see. That's going to be a good game. I'm definitely going to watch it. So, watching both of them. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got. National championship is tonight, so we will get more into that tomorrow. So,
Hopefully, it's not a blowout.
but yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, no, that's
Go
pretty
Bill.
much all I got too.
Go Bills, go. I hope the Commanders beat the brakes off the Eagles.
Too bad that's not gonna happen. I hate that for you.
Jaden Daniels is going to show Jalen Hurts what a real quarterback looks like.
I mean, Jalen Hurts already went to a Super Bowl, so it's probably about to go to a second one.
Lapped.
And send
It could.
Jaden Daniels back to the
He's
crib.
not going anywhere. Saquon is going to the Super Bowl. But
hey, all I know is Jalen Hurts broke off a 44-yard touchdown run in that game, so we're not gonna act like Saquon just carried him.
do you think the Eagles are just going to be too much? I know we're getting off topic here a little bit, but do you think the Eagles are just going to be too much?
I don't think so.
So,
like I said, Commanders have
the Commanders have got to
that,
hang it. Honestly, they're just going to have to score because I don't think they're going to be able to stop Saquon. Really, nobody has.
Yeah, so, I mean, as long as they score, they're fine. I think they can make that game very.
They just can't get so pretty much the last two games. If you go look, the Commanders had a lead. They did exactly what they did against the Bucks. They had a 10-point lead and they kept it for pretty much the whole game. The lines got close, but then the Commanders would score again. It's just they got to do that. They cannot let the Eagles get in front of them.
True.
Like if the Eagles score, the Commanders have no choice but to score. To be honest. The Bills and the Chiefs, I think that'll be a little bit low. I think that'll be lower scoring. But the Commanders, Eagles, I could see it 40-38 or something like that. I could see it going high.
More than likely.
So I think that one will be more of a shootout per se. And then the Bills and Chiefs should be close. It'll probably be a close game, probably lower scoring, unless the Bills just choke. They cannot do that. So, but yeah, that's all I got. So,
yeah, no, that's pretty much all I got too. So that wraps up divisional recap. We'll see how these conference championships play out, and we'll be back with y'all next week for pretty much Super Bowl prediction.
Super Bowl prediction.
So that'll do it for us here this week. I mean, as always, thanks everybody for listening in. If you got anything you want to comment, as far
TikTok
as
is back. So TikTok is back. That didn't last very long. So starting February, I'm going to be going live 3 times a week. I'm going to do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's going to be my goal. It's 3 times a week, at least for right now.
Yep, and pretty much after the Super Bowl, mainly football will just be a lot of news, and we'll try to do more majority of basketball. So we'll give y'all a breakdown of how basketball is going to be once we kind of get closer to that point. But as of right now, we just going to keep rolling with, our niche, which is, football. And that pretty much wraps up this episode. We'll see y'all in the next one.